Our first 2021 Humanitarian Award recipient to be recognized tonight is Yvonne T. Allmond. Yvonne Allmond is Executive Vice President of Community Financial Engagement at TowneBank's Norfolk corporate offices. Through that role, she educates the community on finances and getting access to capital. This special position was created for Yvonne as a result of her significant volunteerism and community engagement. An active volunteer, Yvonne is president of the Town Scholarship Foundation and a member of the Old Dominion University Board of Visitors, the Norfolk State University Foundation Board, the Y on Granby Street Board, the Chrysler Museum of Art Board, the Norfolk Employees Retirement System Board, the Norfolk NATO Festival Board, the Norfolk Police Foundation Board, and the Slover Library Foundation Board. It is clear that our community is deeply enriched by Yvonne's commitment and service. The Virginia Center for Inclusive Communities is proud to present the 2021 Tidewater Humanitarian Award to Yvonne Allmond. Let's learn more about her passion in this video.
Hi, Yvonne. So what led to your passion in financial education?
I have been very privileged, I think, in my life to be exposed to a lot of different things. I've lived a lot of different places. My father was in the Air Force, so that gave us an opportunity to travel all over. And I've always run into people who didn't know what I knew. And I said, you know, it would help them if they knew what I knew. And even the basics, I have been inspired like very early on to make sure that people that were around me had the tools that I thought that I had to make their life a little bit better.
So who inspired you to be the person that you are?
Remember early on I would keep money that I made in a little jewelry box, and one time my dad was talking about didn't have money for this or car insurance or something, and I asked how much he needed, and so him and my mom looked at me because I make 17 or 18, and he said about $200. I said I have it upstairs, so I gave him the $200, and he looked at me and treated me a little bit differently. After that I never mentioned, you know, I gave you this money and I just went on. And from that point on, I would always help him with the finances. And once when I came home from college, I took all of his stuff that he had in all these black bags, put them in folders, and when he passed away, probably 30 some years later, and I was helping my mom with his, with the paperwork, he still had those folders. He kept everything separated in those folders. But just teaching them the basics. And he taught me the basics by helping me open my first checking account. And I didn't know it at the time. He said, you never have to be exact, just round everything up. Not down, just up. And then he said at the end of the month, you'll have like an extra bit of money. And to this day, even though I'm a banker, I still round everything up.
Why is financial education so empowering?
Having your own money, and it doesn't have to be a lot of money. And I always explain to these groups that from every paycheck that I've ever had, as I would pay my rent or mortgage, MasterCard or Visa, I also pay Yvonne. And that's what you need to do, whether it's $5, $25, and you'll start to develop and accumulate a little bit of money. You know, maybe by the end of the year, you'll have $500. Your $500, you can do a lot with your $500. But as you start to accumulate money, even at $500, you don't want to spend it. And some people say that people who have a lot of money appear cheap. They're not cheap, but once you start having it, you want to keep it. And it gives you power to do things that you could do. You don't have to, you know, wait or move because your refrigerator doesn't work, or, I mean, you can buy your own refrigerator. You can develop your credit so that you can buy your own refrigerator. You don't have to ask anybody for anything. It may take you a year to pay off that refrigerator, maybe 2 years, but you can do it with your own money. It is so empowering to have your own money. And you know, people will treat you a little bit differently. I see people treated with a lot of disrespect just because they don't have money. I have been in 7-Eleven where someone is paying all of their bills with money orders that they're buying from the 7-Eleven. That's expensive. You don't have to do that. And the less money you have, the more expensive things are for you. And you will learn that along the way. And it just, you know, when people can do for themselves, it helps everyone. It helps everyone. One woman came to me a couple of years ago from a church. She goes, I have my house because of you. She said, I never thought I would have a house, and you told me what to do, to try it. And she said, I have a house. And she was so happy about that.